Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to the MPN Stadium here at the Ben Riding Sports Club for this afternoon's Northern County East League Division 1 clash between Ilkley Town and South Leeds FC. We are tucked right under the shadow of the famous Cow and Calf Rocks, and I just realised I'm probably screaming down your ear, so I'm going to turn that volume all the way down. This is a bit of a pilot for a bit of radio commentary provided by Live Sport Now for Ilkley Town, and hopefully you guys in the chat will be able to give me live updates and feedback with how it is sounding, how it is looking, and making sure that you're keeping me well on top of my toes. For instance, the timer needed to be stopped. Right, let's crack on with previewing this fantastic fixture in the Northern Counties East League Division 1. Ilkley Town versus South Leeds FC. We are tucked right under the shadow of the famous Cow and Calf Rocks on a crisp January afternoon, and the fast-playing 4G surface beneath us is certainly going to impact the high-tempo West Yorkshire battle that we've got going on today. For the home side, the Bats Hatters have had a season defined by transition. To be honest, since taking the reins in late November, young manager Jacob Mystery has been working to stabilise the club following a bit of an upheaval within the internals and the hierarchy of the club. There's been pretty much a brand new board. There's obviously a new manager and a few new faces following Mystery into the club. But Ilkley currently sit in 15th place in the table and are navigating an era which again leaves upheaval on the pitch as well. Gonzalez left in November. It's 15 goals he took with him, unfortunately. That's how much he scored earlier in the season. But they do have a fair few number of new players that seem to have found good form. We'll get into them in a second. The starting 11 for the hosts is Matty Keane in goal. He is also the vice-captain. Prince Atakora and Peter Roberts are the two defensive centre-backs who scored. And Peter Roberts actually scored in the reverse fixture of this a little while ago. More on that in a couple of minutes. Adam Hartley and Harry Foley are the either side of them. The midfielders led by club captain Mark Hoban, who I believe came in with Jacob Mystery in November and instantly became the captain of the squad. Supported by Callan Parker-Wells and Harry Abson, the front three inform Luke Baldwin, who has scored 3 goals in the last 3 league games and is flanked by Harry Miles, a 17-year-old, and Alexander Stewart. Now, there could be a bit of change in that because I've been informed by Jacob Mystery that there is going to be a little bit of, and I pardon the pun here, mystery in how they're going to line up, because I've been told it's a 4-4-2, but a very modern twist on a 4-4-2. I'm looking forward to seeing how that one plays out. The visitors arrive with a point to prove, to be honest. South Leeds is a club with a meteoric history. They've got 6 promotions in 8 years after their founding in 2017. However, they are struggling this particular season. They're under the disciplined guidance of Tom Class and are fighting for every inch to climb up their way from 20th spot in the table. So that means that they are actually a couple of places below Ilkley. They had a 3-3 draw against Selby Town just 4 days ago, where Anain Vareko grabbed a clinical brace. Mitchell Hamilton was leading the line with 11 goals to their names. The visitors possess the firepower to punish any of the defensive lapses that Ilkley Town give them today. As I mentioned earlier, the reverse fixture back in September was a 5-goal thriller that Ilkley Town narrowly shaded 3-2. And with both teams currently struggling to maintain clean sheets, we are promised, and will likely, by the way, how heavily we are promised, be disappointed with a high-scoring game here today. That's what all the stats are telling us. But this is sport, this is football. You never know what you're going to end up with. Plenty of goal-mouth action is what we're hoping for. In fact, I was last here to watch Ilkley versus Glasshoughton, and it was a 5-0 victory to Ilkley, which seemed pretty comprehensive. If they're able to pull out some kind of performance like that again today, well, we could well see a significant win for Ilkley Town again. As the motto on Ilkley's crest reminds us, no reward without effort. The players are out. Atmosphere's building nicely. I can hear the PA in the background. Hopefully you guys can't, otherwise you'll be able to hear the music as well, and we'll get copyright infringements, but we don't want that going through today. I'm currently sat in the stands as the players are shaking hands, surrounded by a few fans that I'm sure will get annoyed at me talking constantly for the next 90 minutes. With the game about to get underway, I can switch to the next timer as I can see the referees lining up with the captains. Now, you may well have noticed that I haven't read out a South Leeds lineup. Well, that is because they haven't given me one. And also, to be fair, they may well not have been notified that I'd be commentating today, and the app, Football Pages Web, I think it's called, or something like that, is currently not displaying the lineups, which is a bit of a shame, because it means that I may well have to read these players out by numbers and try and refer back to my team sheet as often as possible for Ilkley, whereas for South Leeds I'm pretty much going into this blind, so I do apologise with that to start with. And as the game gets this kicked off, it is South Leeds who throw the ball into their sort of left wing angle. From my point of view, it's the right back position for Ilkley's right back position, because I'm sat behind the Ilkley net, and they are in the sort of deep blue and yellow, shooting from right to left as the team coaches are looking at it, and South Leeds shooting the other way. You could argue South Leeds are shooting towards the home end, given the fact that there is obviously the Porter cabin and the home fans down on this side, whereas there's not much behind the South Leeds net on the other end. As the ball gets launched forward, it's won in the back line by Ilkley, although there's a little bit of confusion, and it's pressed well by South Leeds. A centre-back kicks it out over to the right byline, and it's a South Leeds throw in a very attacking third of the pitch. As I just try and sort the clock out, the ball is launched into the end. South Leeds again have sustained pressure, but the Ilkley Town goalkeeper, Matthew Keane, does manage to get his gloves on it. And as Ilkley finally get a little bit of possession, it seems, it is South Leeds that have come out with a bit more urgency as they play it into midfield. It's come out to number 5, Harry Foley, in the centre-back position, into the striker Harry Abson, who drives to the defence and leaves it over to Alexander Stewart from the left wing. Tries to win himself a corner and does indeed win a corner, driving into the penalty area of the South Leeds defence. And it is first set piece, well, any significant set piece, and if you don't include throw-ins, it has been given out to the Ilkley Town, the Mad Hatters. So to whip it in, it is going to be Alexander Stewart. You can imagine the likes of Adam Hartley and Peter Roberts are going to be some of the main targets in there. Defensive presence, but it's easily taken by the South Leeds goalkeeper, who looks to quickly get them on the attack, but it's well stepped in there by Peter Roberts. Gives the ball straight back. It's a bit of a melee in the middle of the park. It's ball sort of popping up all over the place. It's recovered by Harry Abson, who looks to try and get a little bit of control back on the ball, and involves Mark Hoban, who swings it out to the right back position. Patrick Atakara, he was very, very energetic, shall we say. Good influence down the right hand side when we played, when I saw them play, I should say, the Glasshoughton at the beginning of December. We'll get on to a bit of their recent form in a minute, but the throwing gets taken and straight swapped out. Parker Wells over to Stewart on this left-hand side. Good interplay between Ilkley on this left side, and they seem to have finally got the feet on the ball about 2 minutes into this game, and South Leeds have got a little bit of work to do if they've got any chance of getting the ball back on in their terms. Throw-in given then on the left-hand side of the pitch for Ilkley. No big long throw-in that we normally see in the Premier League these days instituted here, but the ball thrown in, it gets kicked instantly back out of play. South Leeds gain a few yards, but it is still an Ilkley ball with Peter Roberts, who throws it right up the line. Good defensive movement by South Leeds, who again clear it over to their right wing position. Calm, composed defending at the back there for Ilkley Town. That was Harry Foley, who offloads it to Adam Hartley. And they seem very confident of playing it around the back here. They've got a little bit of time. South Leeds don't want to push too hard. And coming out wide is Parker Wells, actually, to try and get on the ball a little bit more. Now, I was assured that it was going to be a modern 4-4-2. I can sort of see it out there, but I feel like it's Harry Abson who's maybe just dropping back to try and pick up that ball, maybe get involved with the play, maybe become that extra sort of false 9 or third midfielder to try and reclaim possession. There's a bit of a melee on the right hand side for South Leeds as they dispossessed Ilkley Town and then gave away a free kick straight away. And in fact, there's some words being said by the South Leeds bench towards the referee, who's just gone across and made sure that it is well and truly quashed before it gets any further down the line. So Ilkley get us back underway, and Stewart has come all the way in field from that left wing position to try and throw the ball over to, I believe that was Luke Baldwin on the right wing. But South Leeds instantly turn it over. It looks like they're going to try and play on a bit of a quick transition. It's not the best clearance by goalkeeper Matthew Keane, giving himself some trouble. And South Leeds have the shot here. Matthew Keane with a smart save to the left-hand side. No offside flag being called. Peter Roberts clears the ball, but it is South Leeds once again as Ilkley try and retain possession just a touch. It does look like they've managed to. That was Luke Baldwin coming and getting the ball back, and they have played it out back to the defence, and South Leeds set themselves back up once again. Adam Hartley trying to get play the ball through midfield. Again, it's a physical battle which South Leeds end up winning, and they play the ball through. Sizing at the centre-backs all the way to the byline now. South Leeds number 10. And 7 tries to whip the ball in. It's towards the edge of the area, but a really good header by Callan Parker-Wells. Doesn't sort of get rid of the ball into the middle of the park, but does end up in the right-back position with it. And with a little bit of space, plenty of space to find Mark Hoban, who can try and maybe switch the play. And in fact, no, actually just decides to recycle the ball back to the centre-backs. And Callum Parker-Wells, who's really got on the ball well here so far and pretty much all over the park. And controlling play nicely, tries to launch it up towards Harry Abson in the right wing position, drives in, provides a nice ball in, but there's no one actually there really to make contact. It was a nice ball across the face of goal. The goalkeeper didn't come out, and it's come back out here to Prince Atakara, who drives again at the South Leeds defence, looks to whip the ball in, decides not to, turns around, and he's tried to get the free kick, then the linesman has actually given it to him as well. So a free kick, very next to the corner flag for the right wing in terms of Ilkley's perspective. An opportunity to get some of the bigger players up there again, and I mentioned Parker-Wells quite a lot already, the number 8. He's starting to go in, maybe load the box. He looks extremely tall himself, about 6'3" or 4", I would guess, from this far out, whereas they've actually left Harry Foley, who's a very young defender, back. Maybe not the biggest or strongest of players just yet, Harry Foley, but seems very calm and composed on the ball. It's a free kick routine I've actually seen before when we played against Glasshoughton. It was supposed to end up with Mark Hoban with a shot in the middle of the goal. He did get the shot off, but it went straight into the keeper's hands, who has decided to distribute it to his centre-backs. We've seen from South Leeds a little bit Route 1 attempted so far, but as the keeper brings the ball out, tries to invite some pressure, he does in fact, there we go, launch it straight up, and Adam Hartley wins it from centre-back position. Trying to wiggle their way through, Harry Miles, very young 17-year-old attacker, gets it out to the right wing, and Miles is back on the ball now in the edge of the area, drives it back in, sends the fake shot onto his left foot and straight into the hands of the goalkeeper for South Leeds. And in fact, I'm delighted to say that at least the home 11 has been uploaded to the app, so I can see the Ilkley Town team sheet, but unfortunately I already knew that one. It's the South Leeds team sheet I was hoping to pick up from the app, but I'm sure we can hopefully that'll be uploaded sooner rather than later. If anybody out there has any connections with South Leeds and you are watching this, and by all means please message them and ask them to upload their team sheet. So about 7 minutes in, and we do still have 0-0, but it's been an interesting affair with South Leeds. Again, going a little bit more Route 1, and in fact they've launched it into the box there, but from very deep, and I think it's actually going to be a free kick to South Leeds as contact after the ball was attempted to be played. And Ilkley will have some defending to do from a set piece, the first time they've really had to do such a thing, apart from maybe a throw-in or two. And from a South Leeds perspective, it's going to be just sort of halfway between the box and the halfway line on the left-hand side. And it's going to be launched in by right foot, an in-swinging free kick. It's going to be quite deep. I'm sure that Matthew Keane's going to be keen to come and get this. In fact, it didn't outswing at all. He sort of skewed it, almost cut it if you were watching a a goal shot. It's come out to their left wing now, but is well defended by Peter Roberts, and we can see that Stewart is starting to drive through the middle of the pitch. He's got options either side. He finds Harry Miles, not offside, and Miles can't quite get there. I think he had to bend his run so much to retain he wasn't offside. Throwing there on the right hand side of the pitch for Ilkley Town, and Atakara managed to play the ball. He doesn't. Yeah, he's overplayed that one. He's gone out for a goal kick. Do have a question that hopefully you guys will be able to hear. I think the connection has been stable enough so far, which is a positive thing. We have dropped a few frames, but we're trying to push as little content through the stream as possible. We are using a hotspot. We'll be able to figure out whether that's working or not later on. Please do let us know in the chat how the quality of the stream is going and the audio and everything. It'd be really good feedback to hear from you. Do have a question. In the last 3 meetings with these teams, North, how many goals have been scored in the last 3 meetings in total between these two? Not, of course, counting this particular game, which, to be fair, the answer would still be the same because it's 0-0. If you want to reply, want to let us know, either the YouTube chat is open and ready to take your input, or feel free to tweet me. The handle is below, well, the bottom of the screen, hopefully, as you're looking at it. South Leeds deep free kick loaded into the Ilkley half, and in fact, they've got a bit of a drive and a bit of room here to move towards the centre midfielders, but Mark Hoban manages to usher them out. The right back provides the ball in. Good take by the number 9 of South Leeds. Looks to hit it and decides to move back the other way, and they recycle the ball back to the defence. Ilkley Town sort of stationed in their own area. It's a good ball from the centre backs over to the right wing of South Leeds. Tries to provide the ball, and it's a good strong shout by Matthew Keane in goal that comes and claims the sort of slightly dribbly cross from the right wing. Keane gets the signal from the goalkeeper saying he needs to be able to play the ball, and they do so, working from defence, the left side of the fence here, with, as I mentioned, a very established, or not very established, but a very calm and confident Harry Foley. Keane, after not really being able to get the ball out from their own defensive third, they do manage to launch the ball up into the halfway line, and South Leeds have managed to get it back. There's a bit of a contact in the area. The referee waves it away. The linesman isn't interested either. Number 10 for South Leeds looking for a penalty. I mentioned that Harry Foley, cool and calm, didn't even look worried as the players were appealing for the penalty there. There was a bit of a shoulder-to-shoulder, but nothing more than that. So, goal kick for Ilkley. Keane blasts it over to the right-hand side. Ilkley have won this one, and it's almost set Stewart away. It's Luke Baldwin who sort of slightly under-hit the pass to Stewart. South Leeds managed to get the ball back, but again it's a bit scrappy through the middle, and an over-hit ball from the right wing of South Leeds. Quality is good. Thank you very much, Dan Freeman, in the YouTube chat. Feel free to try and take a guess on how many goals have been scored cumulative against these two in the last 3 meetings. Good play by Ilkley, right back to the centre mid, and now over to Harry Miles, who takes a look up inside the area. It's a good shot, but it's straight at the keeper. It was an opportunity. The shot wasn't particularly amazing, but they still loaded in. Parker Wells takes it on the chest, takes the ball from the air on the chest, brings it down on the half spin, and ends up dispatching it into the net of South Leeds. It's 1-0 Ilkley Town. And after a dangerous attack from the right-hand side through Harry Miles, the ball gets played in, shot straight at the goalkeeper. I think the shot was from Luke Baldwin. The keeper parries it, but only parries it to the Ilkley Town left-hand side. The ball gets lofted back into the area, and, well, frankly, Caelan Parker-Wells had far too much time to take the ball on his chest, swivel in the middle of the area, and then dispatch the shot back away from him and into the far corner. Goalkeeper left stranded. Ilkley Town are 1-0 up, and South Leeds get us back underway. Parker Wells again winning the aerial duel in the middle to send the ball back over to the left back position for South Leeds. So that goal coming in roughly the sort of 14th minute of the game, and Ilkley Town have secured themselves a free kick on the right-hand side. Again, Harry Miles, who was a little bit quiet maybe in the first 10 minutes of this game, but certainly making an impact now. I actually had a chance to chat to his dad. Harry Miles has been in the Ilkley setup since he was a wee young lad, and he's only 17, so he's been in here most of his life. I think he moved away to try a few of the other academies, try a few of the other teams, but he was more than happy coming back here and getting minutes for Ilkley Town at a good level. Harry Keane's that's Matthew Keane, I should say, actually. Offloads it to the left back, and South Leeds are pressing high now. You can tell that their pressing game is a big part of what they try to do, but again, they haven't really got much quality in terms of on the ball. They've seen a lot of sort of route one attempts, as ironically Matthew Keane launches the ball straight up in the air and just goes to the Ilkley Town left back, almost like a sand wedge coming in there. That's two golf analogies I've already used. That's probably should shake up my sport analogies there a little bit at some point. Parker Wells and Hoban definitely dominating this midfield, and I can see where the 4-4-2 is coming, but I'm seeing him Javi Abson coming back a further way. In fact, there's a good tackle in the Ilkley box, and he's gone down injured as sort of comeuppance for it. Adam Hartley, as I was looking up for my notes, South Leeds had the ball in the sort of right-hand side of the Ilkley Town box, and Adam Hartley just managed to nick it away, and as the player swung through to try and shoot, he ended up clipping it. Now, South Leeds have loaded the Ilkley Town box. They've taken the throw in, and they try and cross it in, although it's a poor cross, and Parker Wells easily mops it up. It's a good spray by Peter Roberts up the line to Harry Miles. The keeper's come a long way to take that, though, as Stewart tries to launch the ball back in. South Leeds are back into their defensive positions, but Miles tries to nick the ball away. It is going to be a Ilkley throw on the left-hand side in the attacking third. After they've taken the throw, and there's a few little passes, and South Leeds have kicked the ball once again out of play. In fact, it comes off an Ilkley player, so South Leeds try and turn the ball over quickly and attack themselves. It's struck the hand of the South Leeds attacker number 10, but he does actually, referee deems it as unintentional, and Ilkley has a defending to do here now, and Hobson, the captain, managed to do such a thing, although only gives it back to the midfield of South Leeds, who now recycle the ball over to the right back position, looking to cross that ball in, use some aerial presence, but Ilkley have managed to deal with that so far pretty well, and actually they play the ball on the floor, and Patrick Roberts clears it away, but only to Harry Abson, who sprays the ball out to Miles on the right wing. Looks to drive, a couple of fake crosses, drives it in now and puts the ball in, but it was well defended by South Leeds. They managed to clear the ball to the halfway line, but again the ball just gets launched towards the stratosphere rather than any particular goal. Good spray out there by Hartley out to the left wing for Stewart. Stewart looks to size up his opponent. The right back doesn't manage to get it, and it's a good ball through. No one there to attack it for only about, I can assume, about 10 yards out to the other side of the pitch for me for the time being. And South Leeds, again, they don't manage to get out with any particular encouragement. Although they have an opportunity to break now as South Leeds try and play the ball through the middle. There's an offside shout, and the referee and the linesman, has actually given it. It ended up being saved by Matthew Keane. It was only about 5-10 yards inside the Ilkley half, so there was a good opportunity for a break there by South Leeds, but the run was just slightly ill-timed. Callum Parker-Wells, as I mentioned, scoring in the 13th minute. And the South Leeds lineup still not being distributed just yet on the website. As I mentioned, if anybody is in touch with South Leeds, and by all means get them in touch with me. I'd love to know a bit more about their team, but they finally have managed to win an aerial duel between the centre backs, and they offload it out to the right wing. A little bit more fluidity here from South Leeds. Although Ilkley Town's discipline, it seems to be really good, but it's a good fake cross. He's managed to put the ball in. No, it's hit off of the Ilkley Town left back. I believe that was Peter Roberts. In fact, no, actually, it wasn't. It was Harry Foley, the centre back, moving over to left wing after Stewart was left in the dust with the fake cross. So I believe this is South Leeds' first corner of the game. It's from their right wing position, and it's a smart little play here as they try and size up, get the ball in. Their captain picks it up, and it's another corner. Atakora managing to size up his attacker and come out on top, but he does give away the corner. Is there going to be a smart other new player, or are they going to launch the ball into the box? They do put it into the mixer this time. It's a good win by, I believe that was Hartley. The South Leeds concede the throw in as well, so it's not particularly good set of corners, that one. One of them ended up just stagnant, coming out for another corner. Another one goes into the box, but ends up being cleared rather easily as they try and press Ilkley, but a good ball into the middle there. Parker Wells and Hobden, but they've lost it now. So the energetic number 11, they cross it from the right wing position over Atakora, or towards Atakora I should say. The defensive line for Ilkley is nowhere near the tallest that you'll find in these sort of divisions. As Parker Wells not only chips it over his player in the middle of the park, he also tries to spot the crossfield ball to the left wing, doesn't manage it, and South Leeds trying to zip it into their striker, but it ends up only running to Matthew Keane into the Ilkley Town goal. Keane sprays it out to the right hand side, I should say, towards Harry Abson. Won the header, but there's no one there to win the knock on. So South Leeds straight into their number 9 and over to the left wing now. Kenny sides up Atakora. He does. He gets the ball in. Nice control by number 9, just on the edge of the area to come out to the South Leeds midfield. He didn't quite get the control he was hoping for. Holds on to the ball over to the right wing now. Nice little interplay. Good feet from the number 10 from South Leeds. But Ilkley Town are holding strong for the time being. It's a good turn by the captain, number 8, but he just about loses the ball in the end. And Abson can actually turn around and try and drive with the ball, try and get his team on the break. And he offloads it to Stewart on the left wing, but he's just miscontrolled it. It's gone straight out of play. The counter-attack seemed on there. In fact, both teams seem pretty keen to try and transition quickly. There's been a lot of nearly for South Leeds, but Ilkley Town have been very disciplined, sort of stuffing the box with plenty of players, not allowing South Leeds to really get any kind of turn or cutting passes off so far. But the ball is back out with their right wing side, which they seem to have had a little bit of joy. Good footwork there by the number 11, and the free kick is given right on the edge of the area. That was very close to being inches. VAR would have had a look at it if it was Premier League, put it that way, but it is going to be a free kick. I don't think you're going to be able to position the ball closer to the line without it actually being on the line. From a South Leeds perspective, it's on the right-hand side, right-hand edge of the box. And in fact, I can hardly see the difference between the white line and the ball, actually. So they'll probably be feeling slightly hard done by for not actually being able to win a penalty there. But it is very close to the area. It's going to be a right-footed taker for this one, which means it's unlikely to go for goal. He's going to try and cross it in. In fact, he does now cross it in. It's really good. It's point-blank range. South Leeds have scored. He holds up at number 4. I'm guessing that means it's his 4th goal of the season. I'm not entirely sure. At this point of the season, I would have probably expected him to do more, because the number 11 for South Leeds has actually been a tidy player so far in this game. And Ilkley versus South Leeds is a draw once more. The ball lofted in, as I mentioned, from the right-hand side of the penalty area from the free kick. Matthew Keane didn't come for it, and it was a really nice ball put into a nice corridor of uncertainty. South Leeds really unopposed from an Ilkley perspective. That'll be a very disappointing sort of defensive set piece, because there was no one really bothering him, and he just managed to, from the centre of the goal, just nod it into the corner from the 6-yard area. Very simple indeed. Ilkley Town get us underway once more. Mark Hoban trying to spray it out to the wing, and Ilkley Town, who looked fairly in control, I would say, for the majority of this game, now find themselves drawing once more. And South Leeds have intercepted at the right back over to the right wing now. What can they do? The momentum is with them. It's come out to the edge of the area. They strike it, but it's a good block there by Hoban. It's still a South Leeds ball near where they took the free kick. They work it into the centre. Tidy feet from them once more. Hoban gets the tackle in, but again it's scrappy. It's still inside the area. Ilkley need to be careful here. As the ball gets launched in, it's a goal scorer once more. Tries to take a touch, tries to take too many touches from the centre of the goal. But it's again only run out to the right wing of South Leeds, and they're a little bit on the tenterhooks here, Ilkley. They do manage to get the ball out, and it's Miles' job to try and get a foot on it and try and get their team up the pitch, but they don't manage it. In fact, kick the ball out of the stadium. That's going to be an Ilkley ball. Yes, I think that's what the linesman has given. So no actual shots within that sort of small passage of play, but certainly strenuous from a defensive perspective for Ilkley Town. And they're actually having, there's a little bit of a disruption here just as we're waiting for a ball to be provided so we could carry on this game, classic non-league fashion. There is only one or two that we can use. And while we're waiting, I can give you a little bit of updating about what the game we're actually watching here. I didn't really get to chat about too much about it because the radio commentary sort of dictates that we cover the play. But Ilkley Town are sat in 15th position. South Leeds are in 20th. There's 6 points between them. But the goal difference is rather large. Well, I say rather large. It's not massive, to be fair. It's minus 17 for Ilkley Town, and it's minus 21 for South Leeds. South Leeds, speaking of which, getting the shot off as I look up for my notes, and it's shown straight out of play by Matthew Keane after he mopped up the rather tame shot from South Leeds from their right-hand side as they look at it. And they get the throw in an attacking third, launch it in, and it's well dealt by the Ilkley Town defenders, but Hoban sort of hooks it over to South Leeds. That's a smart ball. If he can get there before the ball gets into the byline, no, he can't. It's going to be a goal kick for the time being. And Keane apologises to a few of the other players around him. Recent form, Ilkley Town have lost 3, won 1 in their last 5, and South Leeds lost 4, drawn 1 in their last 5. So South Leeds, I said at the beginning that they have a bit of a point to prove. They have a massive point to prove, to be honest, because they need to be able to get themselves back up the table. Otherwise, that slippery slope becomes quite unclimbable as we get towards the second half of the season, as we are now. Atakora tries to intercept. And in fact, he may well get his look, actually, because Ilkley Town have got the ball in the as a throw-in in the attacking sort of third of. As they look at it, Parker Wells in the middle trying to find a ball, but actually just gets caught. In fact, he's done really well. He's turned 2 or 3 times trying to find some space in the middle of the park. Hasn't managed it and runs into trouble as South Leeds clear the ball straight up to their attackers. Bit of route one, but sometimes it works, you know. There's nothing wrong with it, and it has done this time. Both strikers getting into play and offloading it to the right wing. South Leeds now driving with the ball, trying to bring out the centre-backs to get a little bit of room for them. Plenty of shakes and fakes as they find a shooting opportunity from the centre of the edge of the area. Defended well by Ilkley Town, who themselves now try and get on the break. Miles throwing all kinds of shapes. Parker Wells, sorry, I should say, trying to find Stewart through the centre of the park. Atakora chases after the clearance, which only goes to the corner flag for South Leeds. Atakora now looking into the box, trying to size up his opponent, provides the ball in, doesn't get past the second defender though. And Parker Wells, with all the time in the world, can look up and see if he can loft a ball in. He does manage it. It's a little bit bouncing for Absent. Can he get the turn? He's looking sharp, but he's actually defended well by South Leeds, who now look to transition. This is what they were hoping for. Good footwork by one striker who managed to get past not one but 2. Lovely ball through behind the defence into the area. He's sizing up the defender. He's got the shot off. It's a good save by Keynes. Sorry, Keane, not Keynes. He's not plural. There's only one of him. And clearance only goes as far as South Leeds, and I have to say, every time Ilkley looked like attacking, that was the best opportunity they've had since the goal, but it's opened straight up by South Leeds, who have come ready and prepared for this sort of quick transition. And there's plenty of space for them on the wings. It might be something to do with the fact that the Ilkley Town wings seem to be pushed in. They get the ball back into the area. It's a good turn. Strength used by the South Leeds attacker. The clearance doesn't go anywhere, and in fact, Ilkley Town really struggling to get it actually up with any kind of conviction. And again, the passes are poor. There's a tug of the shirt there. I think that's got to be a free kick yet. So Ilkley given a bit of a get-out-of-jail free card. Surprised the South Leeds player actually decided to do that because there was no real need. The South Leeds were sort of on top in that small period of play, and this has given Ilkley Town the opportunity to get their foot on the ball, but a massive touch there by Luke Baldwin forces him all the way back, pretty much to his defence. With South Leeds chasing, there's a tackle just on the edge of the area as well. Baldwin gets caught. Nice little ball through on the left-hand side. South Leeds try and get the shot off, but it's a good tackle. Adam Hartley stays strong, stands up, and manages to get the block. It is all South Leeds in terms of goal mouth action or penalty area action, really. There's been 3 or 4 shots from South Leeds. 1 or 2 have troubled Keane, but only really 1 or 2. They've had the ball in such dangerous areas. They haven't managed to get their body shape sorted to actually get the shots off, and the defenders have done well in the end, but it's all a little bit last ditch as the ball goes back to the South Leeds goalkeeper. He looks up, tries to spray it over to the left wing. Hasn't got it in the locker, it doesn't seem, as Roberts mops up the ball and tries to get it up to Stewart. Ball gets ended up back to Harry Foley. He looks to Abson, who tries to pick the ball up. It's a bit of a heavy touch, but he does manage to get over to Miles, who's playing from the right-hand side this game. Abson continues to run. It's gone deep into the corner. Can Abson look up? There's no real attacking threat in the centre just yet. Miles still provides it. Stewart was there hoping and praying, but really he wasn't attacking the ball. He was sort of hoping it would fall to him a little bit more. And South Leeds again on the transition, looking really strong, powerful runners up front. Good touch from the striker to move it towards the byline. Foley tries to size him up, but the other defenders in the midfield haven't got back quick enough, and they provide the ball in, but it's actually defended. Hoban misses the ball, thinking that the goalkeeper's going to mop up, and actually Keane ends up with the ball at his feet and sprays it out to Atakora on the right-back position, who has the entire right wing ahead of him to attack into. Finds Abson, no offside, looks to try and get maybe the shot off. Not quite doing just yet, and South Leeds managed to recover and clear the ball. Tell you what, it has been pretty much end to end this last sort of 10-15 minutes or so, and we are all here for it. As I mentioned before, please do get involved in the YouTube chat or on Twitter, wherever you fancy it. Be great to have people's opinions and letting people sharing the love as well, sharing the fact that the stream is here. We may well be back on Tuesday for the next home game for Ilkley Town. We may well end up being in a couple of weeks' time, trying to make sure that we get the schedule all in and correct. The ball ends up from an Ilkley throw all the way back to the keeper. After those first 10 minutes, really, it's been, I have to say, it's been South Leeds' game. There was an initial sort of 2 minutes at the very beginning of the game where South Leeds were on top, and then Ilkley Town certainly got their noses in front. But since then, South Leeds have sort of woken up almost and are attacking this game with gusto. Having said that, there's a bit of a surge here from the centre-back. Harry Foley had ended up further ahead than any of the Ilkley Town players as he charged through the middle of the park and has managed to win a free kick, I think. Yes, he has managed to win it. Managed to win a free kick. As it does just seem that the temperature has dropped slightly here, which sparks me to start while they're lining this free kick up, deciding what they're going to do. I think it's time the gloves come on. This is my first actual football commentary, and I can start to understand why they always look like they're wrapped up, ready for the middle of winter, because it is very cold, especially in the middle of winter. The free kick gets lofted in, going towards the goal. It was a bit of a difficult angle to make any kind of shooting opportunity from that, but there is a bit of a scramble in the South Leeds area. Hoban with a misplaced pass gives it to South Leeds, who are now looking to try and attack. Always leaving their two strikers up against the defence of Ilkley Town, and Hoban tries to head it back to the keeper, just about gets there. I thought it was a little bit risky. Keane out to Patrick Roberts on the left back position, tries to drill it into Abson. Abson's massive touch not helping him in the slightest there. Couldn't get the ball under his spell, bobbles around, and they end up with a throw-in on the left-hand side. But from where he was picking the ball up from, he probably would be hoping for a little bit better than that. 11 minutes left of this half as Roberts launches it in. Good turn there by Stewart, but the South Leeds defender manages to get out on top. And again, a little bit of a foray forward for Foley. Gives it to Miles, who now finds his way to Baldwin, I believe that is. Gets the shot off straight at the keeper. Baldwin picking the ball up on his left foot on the right-hand side of the South Leeds goal, outside the area. Sort of passes it quite nicely almost into the South Leeds keeper, but he just kicks it straight to Parker Wells, who gets it out to the left wing for Stewart, who can size up his defender once more. He's done that a couple of times to come out on top. Not that time. He tries to get the ball in. It's deflected straight up in the air. South Leeds, they only have one thought when the ball gets scrappy, and it's make it scrappy as far up as the pitch as they can possibly do. Baldwin looking for a clever pass into Stewart. Didn't actually get there, but Stewart ends up with the ball near the corner flag. Looks to try and get the crossing with his right foot. Abson with a little flick. And I think it's saved by South Leeds, so it's going to be a corner ball. Stewart to take the, I believe this is their second corner of the match. It seems such a long time ago that they actually got their first one. So Stewart whips it in, the front post, almost flicked on by Baldwin, but South Leeds managed to clear it, and they look to transition again, using the pace of the strikers up front. Very calmly done there by, I believe it was Foley. Yeah, it was number 5 Foley, as Hartley had gone forward. Atakora from right back, plays it into the middle, out to Roberts on the left back position now. Wrongfoots his winger and tries to force himself forward but gets dispossessed in the middle of the park. And South Leeds again try and attack through Roberts' side. Now he's not there. Foley gets across. Well, seems a very athletic young defender there. Not the tallest, but certainly reads the game well. Very composed and quick enough to hold on to the South Leeds attackers, who do seem very fleet-footed. Ball gets launched in, and in fact, it did fall to a South Leeds attacker. Couldn't get it under his spell, and Ilkley do manage to clear the ball away. Abson now trying to figure out if he can get the ball under his spell. Doesn't manage it, and in fact commits a foul, attempting to. South Leeds with a very quick free kick, but the ball wasn't in the right place. It was a very smart idea by South Leeds to try and catch Ilkley Town napping. But the ball... Well, the referee wasn't ready to play the ball. It looks like the ball's actually probably moved about 10 yards forward from actually where it's supposed to be. This is about, it's the same angle as, same sort of side, I should say, actually, as the goal for South Leeds. The free kick was taken for there, but it's about 30 yards further, well, 20 yards further back. He whips in a similarly good ball there, and again, 2-free header for South Leeds in the middle of the park, in the middle of the box, shall I say, near the near the penalty spot. And screams actually coming from Adam Hartley as he saw two of his two of the South Leeds attackers basically have a free shot at it. It ends up sort of skewing off them and going out for a goal kick. Not very well finished by them at all. But it still begs the question from an Ilkley perspective of that's two golden edge opportunities. They've come from two sort of free kicks, similar, very, very similar free kicks. They're offering to South Leeds a little bit too much here. Parker Wells trying to assert some physical dominance in the middle of the park, but again, there's actually an Ilkley, South Leeds midfielder who probably actually towers over him, which is quite impressive. Over on the left wing, this hasn't been a South Leeds favourite to attack down so far this game. And Atakora managing to get the clearance, maybe suggesting as to why they haven't had much luck down that side, but they really just haven't really sort of fancied it down there. They haven't even tried to play down the right left wing for themselves. There's lots of scrapping and stuff, and even when the ball gets sort of scrapped around the middle of the park, it's over towards the right hand side, and they've actually got the shot in the middle of the area. Keane down well. The right hand side of the area, number 10 for South Leeds, running onto a through ball again. That sort of gap between Roberts and Foley left far too big. The channel is between the left back and left centre back is really where South Leeds are getting all their joy from, and the number 10 for South Leeds is certainly trying to make use of it. So far, Keenan's done well, but he's facing a lot of shot from that channel. So South Leeds have a free kick inside their own half, as Ilkley tried to break up, ended up committing a foul. It may well have been offside, actually. And they've actually sent some of the bigger players forward. Their number 4, haven't seen much in the attacking sense, has been launched forward. It's gone over him. It's gone over a few of them, actually, as Roberts now hooks it away from the left back all the way up the left wing towards the South Leeds defence, and number 5 just nods it out of play. Ilkley need to get a bit of a foothold on this game. They try and throw it out to Miles into the left wing near the corner flag, and I do think they've managed to get the corner. In fact, he's given a goal kick. Miles can't believe it. I'm on the other side of the pitch. I can't believe it. So it is going to be a goal kick, no matter what the protests say. I was reading the form the wrong way. Apologies. South Leeds, actually, they drew their last game, of course. I mentioned that 3-3 versus Ilkley Town. They lost 4 before that. So, even a draw can end up being a positive result and give them a little bit of momentum. On left back now, South Leeds look to try and launch the ball through the centre. It's a good ball to their number 10. There's plenty of room here for their right winger, who's ended up in the middle of by the right-hand side of the penalty area. The number 7 ends up skying the ball well over the goal. And he was about 9 yards out, really, on the right-hand side. Just gets all underneath it. No defenders in front of him whatsoever. Skies it over the bar and over the ground, actually, and into the hockey club next door. As we try and figure out getting the ball back once more. All of a sudden the data has gone. There we go. Hopefully didn't lose you for too long there in the hot spot. We are going to try and make sure that our connection is a bit more established as we try and push this project forward. Didn't miss anything there. Still 1-1. A gilt-edged opportunity for South Leeds. On the right-hand side of the penalty area as they attack it. But skied well over towards hockey club, to be honest. And there's multiple balls on the pitch now as we're getting towards half-time. But again, well, South Leeds, to bring you back up to date with what we're looking at, South Leeds have a free kick from the left-hand side, halfway between the penalty area and the halfway line. They look to launch the ball in. They've had one of these sort of balls in already. It's well dealt with by Parker Wells, and I think there's an offside flag. Yep, South Leeds. So, Keane looking to try and get the ball up the pitch for Ilkley, a place where they haven't really ventured all as much as they would like, I imagine. Parker Wells wins it on to Abson. Stewart to Abson is nice connection, nice little link-up play on the left-hand side. Stewart ends up driving into the box. Can he provide the ball? He doesn't. He sized up his defender. He's actually sat him down, but the ball in ends up being disappointed. Parker Wells controls it, but only controls it well enough for the South Leeds attacker to pull onto. A ball through into the other attacker. The number 9 picks it up on the right-hand side. Again, this is where all of their attacks have been. And it's a good tackle in the end by Baldwin, who scored Ilkley's goal. How you want to know? It was, in fact, Parker Wells very nice ball in. I'll surmise it in the next couple of minutes when we get into the half time, because we're already a couple of minutes left of this half. Hoban nods it out for a South Leeds ball on the right hand side for South Leeds. They're starting to load the box in now, quite close to the corner flag. Certainly close enough to launch it in and start stirring up some trouble at the end of this half. South Leeds look to nod it on, but actually it's an Ilkley head that knocked it on, Parker Wells. And South Leeds couldn't quite get their foot on it to make the shot happen. Miles, he's left the ball short for Atakora. South Leeds trying to attack. They got the ball on the edge of the area, look to try and provide it, floating into the right-hand side of the penalty area. It's a good win by the number 7, but it's only good enough to go into Keane's hands. He offloads it to Stewart. Can he nick it away from the left back, from the right back side? No, he cannot. There's almost a break on there for Ilkley, but every time they've tried that, South Leeds have actually managed to mop up quite nicely. Keanes gets the ball. Hobden on the edge of his own area has players facing him up and gives it back to Keane, who now tries to go route 1 to Absent. But again, South Leeds winning every 50-50 duel, it seems, at the moment. The midfield mopping up everything. Defence doing well. And their goalkeeper launches it forwards. It's a bit of a miscommunication between the centre-back and the goalkeeper. Adam Hartley, Harry Foley, almost nodding it back into the path of the South Leeds attacker. Keane read it, came out quickly enough. Miles nods it on to Baldwin on the right-hand side for Ilkley, in front of their fans. Baldwin whips it across, tries to find Stewart. Is it going to be too far in front of him? No, Stewart picks it up on the left wing, drives into the box, although he's taken too much of a touch. Gets it back by Fortune, looks up, tries to whip it in. Oh, he hits the post! Very close, almost making it 2-1 as Hobden basically kicks it over the bar. Hoban, sorry, not Hobden. Hoban ends up mistiming, misaligning, mishitting the shot completely from the edge of the area, but Stewart, he sized his right back up a couple of times, and that time, instead of trying to get the ball into the area, he actually goes to whip it into the far post. Goalkeeper didn't have a chance, absolutely no chance, stuck in mud he was, but it ended up clipping off the post, and Ilkley are still drawing with South Leeds for the time being. We are into the 45th minute. I did start it a minute late that timer, so don't expect the whistle to be blown instantaneously, but do expect it in the next couple or so. Ilkley finishing this half well. They started it okay as well, but the middle 40 minutes, I would say, have been a little bit poor, as Miles looks to try and find Baldwin, does manage it on the edge of the area. It's going to be another shot, and it's again miscued from Mark Hoban, and in fact I believe that is the half-time whistle. So at half-time here at the MPM Arena, it is Ilkley Town 1, South Leeds 1. Fans going to get a burger from the burger van and everything like that for half-time. Just to recap you on a few of the goals, Parker Wells ended up taking down a Stewart cross on the chest. A nice turn, almost a 180 on the volley, secured it into the bottom corner from the middle of the area to make it 1-0 to Ilkley. And then I would say about 15 minutes later, it was 1-1 to South Leeds as they pushed on what they'd become a bit of an advantageous time for themselves, and they won a free kick that could not have been closer to being a penalty on the right-hand side of the Ilkley Town box, right-hand side of South Leeds. Look at it as they attack it. It was lofted in down this corridor of uncertainty nicely with a good weight on it. It was met by the number 11 of South Leeds in the middle of the goal. No one around him. Completely unopposed header. Nods it cool and calmly down into the bottom corner to make it South Leeds 1, Ilkley 1. It has been a South Leeds game, I would say, so far. I do hope you're enjoying it. We will stay live, but we'll be back for the second half action in about 15 minutes' time. So welcome back everybody to Ilkley Town versus South Leeds. Ilkley about to get us back underway for the second half here. 1-1 of course is the score that you may well be able to see on screen in front of you. And as they do get us back underway, I'll start the stopwatch and then have a look and tell you that I'm fortunate enough to finally have the South Leeds lineup apparently being texted to me. Which means I'll be able to actually bring you up to date with who scored that particular goal for South Leeds. This has kicked off a little bit earlier than I was anticipating, and I do apologise for the connection breaking slightly early. That was because of me taking my phone over to see if I can find the lineup. So it's the South Leeds lineup was actually scored by number 11 Isaac Aqua. And I'll try and keep that on screen for us at the time being. The number 1, the goalkeeper, Carl Wass. A good play by Anain Vareko as well, who I mentioned actually in that Selby game. Played quite well. Yeah, he's actually he got 2, and Isaac Aqua got 1 then as well. There's a little bit of a goalmouth action, almost penalty box action, shall we say, for South Leeds. But Ilkley Town look to break as they find Stewart on the left wing. I don't think there's been any change from either team. They left it in. It's Baldwin, a little bit of a ball to hand. Well, handball, I should say, actually, not ball to hand. It's definitely handball. Is he trying to control it back into his path after he missed it with his foot? He ends up getting the shot away, but it goes wide anyway. And it's going to be a free kick to South Leeds. It's coming together with the with Baldwin and Reece Evans, number 6 centre back for South Leeds. Hopefully everybody can hear me okay, and it's all going swimmingly. So South Leeds get the free kick, and they get us back underway. Contested there in the middle with Parker Wells. Aqua looks to get the ball forward as quickly as possible to Vareko. Parker Wells, though, gets the ball for Ilkley, and they straight away try and find Miles on the right wing. Can he size up his opponent? Every time he has managed to size up the defence for South Leeds, they have managed to get something out of it. Atakora looking to chase down from the right back position. The keeper had to come out very far away from his goal and clear the ball. It's going to be an Ilkley ball as a throw-in on the right-hand side for them now. It's right in front of me. I'm glad all the attack and the action has been happening in front of me. Oh, it hits the crossbar on the post, and it was actually almost a miss-hit cross, I would say, from Harry Miles. 17-year-old, 3 goals so far this season, and the ball was getting played over to the byline on the volley. He had to sort of acrobatically try and cross the ball back. In the end, it tanned the outside of the post and crossbar right in the corner. Not threatening the goalkeeper really, and he didn't seem like he was reacting as if that was intentional. So I think he probably mishit it. Doesn't mean it wasn't a half-decent chance though. So as Kyle Wass gets us back underway, the ball comes straight back towards his sort of, well, back where it came. It didn't really get towards his penalty area. In fact, it's a throw-in at the halfway on the right-hand side for Ilkley Town. Baldwin gets the ball off Atakora. Launched it. Oh, good fake there by Parker Wells. Seems very calm and composed on the ball. Good touch by Roberts as well to get away from his winger. And good mopping up there by Brandon. All I've got is Brandon HM as the number 2 for South Leeds. So, I'm entirely sure what the HM means, but we'll call him Brandon for this game for the sake of this. Stewart with a relatively quick free kick. It goes back in towards Hoban. They're trying to work it out to Atakora and to Miles here, which is on the wings. They've had a lot of success at Ilkley Town. Stewart and Miles have managed to break behind the lines of the defence quite well. But the ball does end up going all the way back to goalkeeper Matthew Keane. South Leeds trying to initiate their press very high up the pitch here. Stewart with a nice touch off Keane's ball into him on the left wing. Baldwin couldn't get the ball under his spell, but Vareko does manage to get it under his and looks to provide the ball across, but Keanes clears it away with his feet. Atakora, there's a bit of a coming together, and Atakora has actually given the foul away, trying to nick the ball just in front of the South Leeds player. It's relatively central from this far away. I can't quite see whether it's going to be a shooting opportunity. Referee's actually having a word with Atakora. I think there was a bit of a coming together with boot to boot. Touch late there as the player is left on the floor. As I said, it's relatively central. If this was probably 5-10 yards closer, it would be a very dangerous free kick opportunity for South Leeds. I'm wondering if they're going to go for it anyway, because it's a very difficult sort of angle to try and get any kind of cross in. Realistically, to make work something a little bit closer, or work to a different angle to get a shot away. Anyway, yeah, so welcome here at the MPM Stadium. I didn't manage to say that before we came back because the game started so quickly. In the foothills of the Ilkley Moor, the Cow and Calf pub with the famous rocks behind as well. It's just in our background. That's actually what you can see depicted on the Ilkley Town logo as well on the screen in front of you. Very atmospheric stadium as they do line up. It's going to be blankly to launch the ball in. In the end, it's just, as I look up from my notes, it's just straight in the air, almost going back towards the halfway line, so not entirely sure how he managed to do that one, but it's a good strength here shown by South Leeds, a good composure, tried to be whipped in. Harry Foley, by the way, I've mentioned him a lot in that first half because he's had a lot of defending to do. Only 17 years of age, just like Harry Miles, so a very young Ilkley setup. They're trying to push their youth ranks up as quickly as they can here. As Aqua tries to drive past Atakora, and he's just managed it. He's going into the box. He provides a good ball across. It's got to be scored. It's surely going to be 2-1. No, good defending in the end. It came out to Warren Carr on the right wing, number 7, but it wasn't actually ended up in the back of the net. I think it was good defending from how far away I am here. I couldn't quite see who actually did the defending. It was on sort of near the left back position, so I'm going to give the credit to Peter Roberts, I should say, actually. But Ilkley now break up on their right-hand side. Nice footwork by Miles. Looks for the ball into Baldwin. Doesn't get the ball back. Baldwin looks up, tries to find Stewart on the left wing. The right-footed left winger now. Can he try and form an opportunity? It's 2 against him. He's going with his left foot, tries the outside, gets the corner in the end. They doubled up very quickly against him to try and force him down towards that byline onto his left foot. Ilkley, I think all of their corners have come from their left side. And this one is not going to be any different. The likely members who are going to try and attack this, you're probably looking at Parker Wells, Adam Hartley, number 4. They're not the biggest side, Ilkley, that's safe to say. It's only really Parker Wells. Baldwin actually goes in to attack it in the near post. Doesn't get the flick on. Well defended by South Leeds, who now spring the trap. A ball straight up. They always lead 2 strikers up there. And then Vareko tried to get the pace burning, and it's through to their number 7, and that's Warren Carr, who skies it over the edge of the skies it over the goal from the edge of the area. The ball was probably 2 or 3 feet off the ground, and he just got underneath it. It wasn't as bad as one of his previous efforts in the first half, which was straight over the goal, prime opportunity from about 9 yards out, but it certainly was an opportunity that South Leeds think that maybe they should have scored probably 3 or 4 like that so far this game. I'd say about 3 of them have fallen to Warren Carr. He'd be slightly disappointed that he hasn't actually got probably a hat-trick so far. I can think of 3 off the top of my head that have been gilt-edged opportunities in the Ilkley penalty area. So, throw into South Leeds near the halfway line on their right-hand side in front of the Ilkley fan base. What can they fashion from this? They're so quick on the transition, as I said, so brave leaving their 2 strikers up there. But for good reason. I mean, number 10 is so quick on his feet. And in fact, a good turn and a shot, so quick and so concise that I didn't actually realise they were going to take it. Number 10 is very quick with his feet. That's Vareko, of course. No wonder he got 2 in the other game. Parker Wells trying to find Harry Miles, and in fact another ball gets kicked over the fence and towards the river. I think is actually on that side of the fence. So Atakora tries to find Baldwin, and goes back all the way to Wells. It's a bit of a loose pass, so it's a long way, and Vereka goes to try and win the ball. Keane comes together with him. I don't know what the referee is given here. Keane was favourite for the ball, but Vereka looked very, very fast to try and get the foot ahead of him, and I think it's going to be a South Leeds free kick. It is going to be a South Leeds free kick. It was a very loose back pass. I mean, it was almost from pretty much the halfway line all the way back to try and get into the goalkeeper's penalty area. It was always going to be difficult, and Vereka read that, got all the way across, and he's actually pointing at the referee about where the contact happened near his thigh, or on his thigh. Anyway, it's only going to be a free kick, and no punishment given to Matthew Keane. I'm slightly surprised it wasn't a yellow card, but he was sort of blindsided by it. Anyway, it's going to be a corner ball, actually. My apologies, not a free kick at all. Vereka gets on the left side of the penalty area, goes past one, goes past two, outside the foot, tries to whip it around the front. Keane, I think, got there in the end and got down well and smart to save it, but they try and provide the cross from Warren Carr on the right hand side. Vereka tries to cushion it down, but he's actually stood offside. He had no urgency to get back. And Atakora looks to try and break away. It's a bit of a loose pass to him. He makes it work in the end. Good move by Atakora, but Baldwin gives it away cheaply. And they break again. Good ball in. It's a good defence there by Harry Foley. Highly thought of is Harry Foley. I can understand why. I mean, watched the most of this game so far with him in it. Abson, I haven't seen him too much in this second half. Looks to Parker Wells. He's got two players in the area. One of them is Harry Miles. The other one being Stewart. The two wingers acting as two centre forwards here, as the lofted ball just gets scooped up nice and easily by the goalkeeper Kyle Wass. So after the referee makes sure he doesn't hold on to the ball for more than 6 seconds, he puts it down and kicks us off straight up to the strong strike force of Jamal Stewart, number 9. Oh, it's a good ball in, but well defended by Ilkley Town. Again, it's all Leeds, South Leeds, sorry, I should say, at the moment. With the proper chances anyway. Ilkley Town have had a few sort of half opportunities. Here's one now, actually. The ball gets played up the left side of the area. Good take by Abson. Good whip. It's good save as well. Down low in his left-hand side for Carl Vass. Harry Abson almost getting the better of Harry Miles now, and Akatora gives the whip in. There's not much whip to it and goes straight over the South Leeds goal. So I said it was all South Leeds. Really, that's probably slightly unfair to Ilkley. It feels like South Leeds have got a lot more of the ball, but Ilkley potentially with slightly better chances, or maybe equally as good a chance, I should say. That Warren Carr chance in the middle of the area earlier on, the early stages of the second half, definitely the standout so far in terms of to make it 2-1. As Kyle Wass launches the ball forward, it's Ilkley who win it. Abson trying to get the ball down to Hoban, but it's not happening for the time being. Harry Miles getting in the thick of it in the middle, but the ball is sort of bobbling up and around everywhere. And I think there's going to be a shirt pull. Yes, there is, which means it's going to be a South Leeds free kick, sort of halfway into the Ilkley defensive half. So another opportunity for their number 8, which is Harley Blankley, also the captain, to whip the ball in here for the left-hand side, sort of left third, an in-swinging cross, and it's, I'd say, easily taken by Keanes, but he actually ended up punching it, no real need to, as the number 8 picks the ball up. He's looking for the shot, but actually feeds it nicely to, I think that was Warren Carr, who was stood offside. So a nice ball from Keane to Parker Wells. Couldn't get it to Stewart to get under his spell though. A little bit forced, a little bit too quick the pass there. A bit too zipped on this 4G slippery surface. Sun has set, the floodlights are out, and the temperature has dropped significantly since we started this game. Last time I was here against when Ilkley were against Glasshoughton, I was doing a few video bits, and I have to say, hands had gone very numb at that point. It's launched into a semi-dangerous position, which South Leeds had to mop up, but there's hardly any defence there. Actually, it was slightly surprising. Anyway, Ilkley have it on their left-hand side as a throw-in. Abson gets a little bit of room, tries to shrug off the number 2 and get the shot away. Little fake shot there. He's going to run into trouble. In fact, he does get swarmed, but manages to get it out to Parker Wells, who looks for the whip. And it was deflected. A nice, easy take for Kyle Wass. So Kyle Wass picks the ball up as it was a deflection, not a back pass. And Abson runs all the way back towards... So he's not offside. In fact, now Wass puts the ball down. He tries to put some pressure on, and Parker Wells flicks the ball, but only good enough almost for a South Leeds break. The ball gets launched forward into the back line of, again, this is a sort of like a bit of a ping pong from defence to defence at this point, but taken down nicely by Adam Hartley, who gets the ball out to Keane. Tries to drill it into the centre. Nice composed play there by Hoban. And Parker Wells looks up. No one there. Atakora being the backboard for him to be able to bounce the ball off. Bolden tries to take the ball into his stride, but again, bit of a poor touch allows the number 4, Camus Jacob, to just about nick the ball away. If you are watching this, please do make sure that you give us the feedback on the YouTube chat. It'd be great to know whether the connection's stable, whether or not we've got some people out there. And if you're wondering what to put into the YouTube chat, other than that the connection is stable and the quality sounds good and everything like that, that's what we're really looking for in this potential pilot. Do give it a go on the question below. How many goals have these two scored between them over the past 3 fixtures? Do let me know either on the YouTube chat or feel free to tweet to me actually as well. The Twitter handle is down at the bottom there, Jacko Racing 1. As a substitution has been made now, and I think it was a South Leeds substitution, which means I don't think I'm going to be able to see who it was. It says Harry Miles has come off and Edson Prata has just come on. Yeah, the number 16, yeah. So Edson Prata has come on for Harry Miles, who in this second half hasn't really got his foot on the ball. So Prata, the number 16, is now operating on the left wing position. Stewart's come over to the right wing. So an interesting change there by Jacob Mistry. So as Keane launches it forward, Abson does manage to get a good touch on it, and Stewart, who's on this right hand side now looking for the ball, but it was passing lane was cut out quite nicely. Mark Hoban giving the ball away as I think the referee's just stopped it, and I'm just trying to figure out as to why. I think he's giving South Leeds a free kick. Now, I think Ilkley are as confused as I am, sort of thing, that. So it is going to be a South Leeds free kick, and we'll probably just leave it there on the halfway line, left-hand side, as South Leeds are attacking. They launch the ball into the area, going direct. Keane comes to mop it up. He's actually caught the ball and knocked out of his hand, so he's going to get the free kick this time. I think the knock was from Camus Jacob. And the goalkeeper, referee just making sure that the goalkeeper is okay. A small stoppage here, probably add on to the extra time that we get at the end of this this game. This, of course, a league game. North East Counties Division 1. So we won't be getting extra time or anything. Added time towards the end of the half. It's a nice flat ball drilled up to Abson. Wasn't able to quite get a touch on it through good defence by South Leeds. And it runs all the way through directly to Kyle Wass, who launches it again back towards his own strike force. And I can't blame him, to be honest, because strike force very strong, very athletic. And it looks like Vareco has managed to find a way through to Vass. Oh, from point blank range, what a save by Keane, but it's still knocked in. South Leeds have scored. And Keane, although getting the initial fantastic save from pretty much point blank range, about 6 yards out in the centre of the goal, it wasn't enough to. It's leaped up in the air by about 10 yards and fell down to a South Leeds head, who just knocked it in nice and easy from the centre of the area to make it 2-1 to South Leeds. I'd love to be able to tell you who scored that, but it's unfortunately on the other side of the pitch from me, so I couldn't see the number. And as they celebrated, they all looked like they celebrated together, which is obviously very nice in terms of team morale, but it does mean that I couldn't see who actually was getting the glory. So Ilkley Town gets back underway, straight over to the left wing. Parker Wells leans in a little bit too hard on Brandon. MH. Makes it sound like I know Brandon really well, but I don't. I just don't know his. Sorry, HM I should say as well, not MH. I just don't know his second name. "23 minutes left of this game then, and I know the counter sort of is counting up again, and even though we're in the second half, but my counter doesn't do 90 minutes. I'd have had to put an hour and a half, and that just looks weird in a football game. So we are where we are. We're 20 minutes into the second half. First touches of the ball. First touches of the ball, I should say, there for Edson Prata. Over on the left wing, as I mentioned, he hasn't really even been able to touch the ball until after South Leeds has scored. So as Keane shoots it over to Stewart, who, as I mentioned earlier, has moved over to this right-hand side. Atakora trying to link up play, but there's no one really trying to break a gut to get to that right wing position, and it's nice and easy for South Leeds. Abson trying to create something by running that channel, but was never really going to win that race between himself and Kieran Telford. I believe Kieran Telford was a South Leeds sub actually, who's come on in the centre back position. I haven't seen, or maybe in midfield, but I think a centre back position. Haven't seen him earlier on, and because I can't see their players from the first half, I can't see who he came on for. But if there's anybody out there who supports Kieran Telford, well, he's on the pitch. Warren Carr, though, for South Leeds from the right hand side. It's a dangerous crossing. Jamal Stewart looking to attack that one. But it goes out for a South Leeds corner. I think just nicked off the one of the defenders. It is going to be a corner on the right hand side for South Leeds, who find themselves up in this game. And up potentially one of the first times in about 5 games as well. This would be their first win in 5 if they can manage it. Ilkley Town only having won 1 in the last 5. That was against Glasshoughton, I mentioned a couple of times, which do look destined for the drop, Glasshoughton. This wouldn't have been part of the plan for Jacob Mystery. Early goal in the first half meant that he went 1-0 up, but realistically since then, South Leeds have been the better side, I would say, over the course of this game. Especially their attacking players have been all over the place. Isaac Aqua, scorer of the first South Leeds goal, so tidy on the ball, along with Vareco. Abson trying to find a pass between 3 players. looks for the free kick. The referee's not interested in that in the slightest. Verrecco nods it over to Stewart. Stewart on the half volley. Good save by Keynes. By Keane. I keep saying Keynes as if it's a plural. Prata driving, not getting the free kick. Yes, he does now. The referee gives it. Calls of how many near me in the stands. Jacob Mystery on the side wants his team to move quicker, wants the passing to become crisper and sharper. Can understand why. They have somewhat got off the boil slightly. They've had a couple of half chances without actually being fully able to punish South Leeds. South Leeds have had 3, 4, maybe even 5 absolute stone wall chances, converted 2 of them. One of them actually came because they missed a stone wall chance. And there's going to be 2 more changes here for Ilkley. One of them is, I believe, Atakora coming off for Takunda Katser. Number 12 coming on, and another one being, I can't quite see the number. Just wondering where Katser is going. Is he going over to the left back position? Have a look in a second. The other one coming on was number 17, Undon Bassi. Undon Bassi is going up to the left wing. Stewart's gone back to the left wing position, so I'm just wondering whether they've moved Prata elsewhere. I'll figure it out in a second. In fact, no, it looks like Ndombasi is just put himself straight up front. Prata's gone into that sort of number 10 position. Stewart's gone to that left wing, and Baldwin's gone out to the right wing. So whether that's a 4-4-2 or whether that's more like a 2 10s and a striker, Ndombasi is definitely the striker. Prata and Abson have moved slightly behind him. We'll figure it out in a second. Because first of all, we have to note that South Leeds have a corner ball somewhat out of nothing. And Ilkley have a corner to defend, 2-1 down. In fact, it's not a corner, it's nearly a corner, but it's actually a free kick over that side, the right-hand side for South Leeds. That's why it felt like it was out of nothing. This is a very similar angle to where they scored the first goal, and they had another sitter for a header. It's another good ball in, and actually it's defended well away this time by Ilkley. Baldwin looks to try and nod it on. Stewart couldn't get it the touch. And Warren Carr looks to whip it in. It's a good ball. Is South Leeds 3-0 up? No, not quite. Actually, from my angle, it looked like it was flicked very well by Jamal Stewart. But in the end, it was Keane nice and easily to mop it up, and Ndombasi couldn't get the ball that was kicked up to him, so South Leeds get another bit of opportunity to control it, and Ilkley get the free kick, but Ilkley are actually really annoyed with it because Ndombasi looked like he was going to get the ball and sides up and run at the 2 centre-backs, but the referee gave the free kick instead. Centre at the halfway line. They move it out to Stewart now, who can size up his defender. Are they going to get 2 defenders on him? They've needed to the last couple of times, and in fact they do again. Stewart looks to size him up, fakes it once, fakes it twice, couldn't get it away from the defenders the third time. And South Leeds try and clear the ball up. Stewart with a lovely take, but well swarmed by the Ilkley defence for the time being. They kick it out down to the right-hand side as Baldwin collapses into one of the South Leeds players, who I don't think is particularly impressed by the whole ordeal, and the referee is going to have a word with Baldwin. So as the free kick gets taken, it's putting out to Verocca, who's driving into the centre. He's so quick off the line. Goes to Akwe, tries to take the fake. It's a good finish. Good take. 3-1 to South Leeds, I should say. Well, Leeds South. That was a lovely take. He just controlled it. I mean, first of all, Verrecco drove in past almost 2 players, drilled the ball in low, Nice control by Aqua in the centre of the goal, pretty much centre of the area. Ball rolls it with his right foot over towards the left, and with his left foot rifles it into the top left corner to make it 3-1 to South Leeds. It looks like Ilkley are going to walk away from this game with no points, and South Leeds are going to catapult themselves 3 points closer to their rivals today. The gap is 6, 28 points for Ilkley, 22 points for South Leeds. Sorry, I keep saying that the wrong way around. Their goal difference may well be helped here as well. Ilkley Town's goal difference was minus 17. It's now going to be minus 19. And South Leeds is going to go from minus 21 to minus 19 as well. So Goldham is getting aided here, and so is the points for the time being. South Leeds doing a good job, and as I mentioned, I reckon probably good value for it. That's a lovely finish by Isaac Aqua, his second of the game, like I mentioned. Ilkley have responded. They managed to get a free kick on the left-hand side as they're attacking. Not quite close enough to the penalty area, but they're going to try and loft one in now. They've not got the biggest side, but they do swing one in. Abson was almost there. Good shot. Well, it was a good opportunity. We didn't quite connect with it quite as well as he was hoping for, I imagine. That was, I believe, Ndombasi, who sort of swung vaguely near the ball, connected with it, scupping it across the line into the area. I think there was a little bit of help on, but South Leeds are attacking. Vareka, good save by Keane, and wow, the fourth has been put wide. It was a sitter. Vareko, again, causing all kinds of problems in the defence, charging towards the centre-backs, making them retreat at a rapid rate they're not comfortable with, clearly. Gets the shot off, Keane able to save it, and I think it fell to Aqua again, who couldn't do anything about it. But put it wide, and Ndombasi controlling it at the striker position. Does this find Prata? Can he find Stewart? He can indeed. Stewart 1v1 against Warren Carr. Goes towards the byline with his left foot. Whips it across this time. I think there was a good interception. Parker Wells was lurking towards the back. It's put back in by Abson, but it's straight on the keeper. Keeper claims Kyle Wass. Nice and calmly. Referee's counting him down before he has to kick it away. Puts it on the floor to guide himself a little bit more time. And Ndombasi to put some pressure on him. Ball goes up. Ilkley try and deal with it. Not really successfully. The ball gets launched back. Ndombasi goes to chase, but Telford mops up. And it's shrugged. Ndombasi shrugged massively off the ball by Camis Jacob. In the midfield, there's definitely a height disparity there as Ilkley take the ball quickly out to Stewart, who's had some joy off his right foot. He tries to force himself back inside, but it's good defending there by Warren Carr. His opposition winger getting back nicely, and Stewart has managed to touch the ball away from Foley. Shrugs him off again. Stewart to try and take the shot into the side netting. This is end-to-end basketball-style football here with only 11 minutes left to go. Score being 3-1, you'd have sort of semi-forgiven South Leeds for maybe taking their foot off the pedal, but no, in fact, they are charging on to try and get more and more goals under their belt. So as Keane tried to find the right wing of Baldwin, who is now operating on this right-hand side, goes straight out of play, and South Leeds can launch it up the line, put some of their bigger, more offensive players to try and get a nod on it. In fact, I think there's a few words being spoken there between Aqua and Parker Wells. Nothing more than words, though. They get the throw-in once more, and Ilkley Town do clear it out for another throw-in. Jacob Mistry has seen this game somewhat disappear from his team. Only took over on November the 20th. Glassoughton was one of the first, I think it was the first win that he got under his belt. It's so far the only win. And today it looks like it may well still be the only win that they manage. South Leeds nick the ball away, very nicely done. Big slide tackle coming in by Parker Wells, who again gets a bit of a retaliation as South Leeds whip the ball back in. Stewart, oh, it's a good save by Keane. I think he was offside. He was offside. And the game all of a sudden has got, I would say, a touch more bite about it now. Before it was a little bit, not cagey by any means, but certainly understated in terms of attitude towards each other. I'd say in the last couple of minutes it has definitely ramped up. Now we've got a substitution once more. This is for Ilkley Town. Number 14, Thierry Hendrickson, has come on. Not entirely sure who he came on for. Oh, he's on for Peter Roberts, who was operating at left back. So Hendrickson, sorry, has come on. Other players have gone off. Harry Foley came on for Katser. Edson Prata came on for Harry Miles. And Ndombasi came on for Prince Atakora, sorry. So as Ilkley find it out to Stewart on the left wing, though. Nice room there by Prata. Turned the wrong way, arguably. Now sizes his defender up to try and get the ball in. Baldwin was looking, searching, lurking, but nowhere really near the ball. Abson on the edge of the area tries to loft it in towards Hoban, the captain. No ball to go in straight away, and Baldwin now has the attentions of the South Leeds players on them. There's no break on for the time being, but they do manage to find it out to Parker Wells on this sort of left wing position. Parker Wells, he could try and get the shot off here, but it's actually very good defending by Verrecco, showing that it's not just about attacking tenacity for him. Good touch here. It's really good play by South Leeds. They've sprung a trap. Warren Carr almost getting in behind the defence. Keane sends it up towards Prata, who takes a good touch, to be fair, and couldn't quite get the second one under with any kind of quality. Hoban looks up the line, tries to get Baldwin chasing. In fact, no, it's absent. There's shouts of our ball before the ball's even got out of play, and it is a South Leeds ball. As Absent does battle with Reese Evans just in front of me here. From a South Leeds perspective, it is on the left-hand side in the left-back position, I would say. Linesman's right there next to it. Had the best view in the house. Win by Parker Wells. In fact, actually, that might be Hendrickson in the centre of the park now. And Ndombasi couldn't quite get away. In fact, Ilkley have been given the throw in, much to the dismay of South Leeds. Again, the linesman was right there watching and waiting. He was probably about 3 yards away from it. South Leeds can't believe it, but Ilkley have been given the throw in. I don't want to waste it now, though. They've launched everybody into the area, and in fact, uncharacteristically, South Leeds have only left one strike up there in Stewart. Bit of a push in the back by number 15. Verrecco going toe-to-toe with Ndombasi. Ndombasi goes into the back. And South Leeds get a free kick. Nicky Lalusis. Ends up winning the free kick for them. There's conversations being had with the referees. It's Mark Hoban who's leading that, club captain. Former Steeton leader I've got down here in my notes. He came across with Jacob Mystery, I believe, and joined the club at the same sort of time. Only about 6-7 minutes to go. Ilkley have any hopes of turning this around. Needs to be a goal, well, probably in that attack, to be honest. It's not just Jacob Mystery who came in halfway through the season, of course. Tom Class, the South Leeds manager, has also come in halfway through the season. And is this a bit of a turning point that we see for them? Also curious on the where the goals really are coming from for Ilkley Town. Just looking at their last couple of games and the last couple of goal scorers. Well, against Louth Town, they lost against Louth Town, I believe. Peter Roberts was the only scorer for them on that day. Obviously playing at left back. Joe Snowden against Harrogate Railway when they drew. Snowden's not here. Luke Baldwin not here. No scorers against Knaresborough as they lost 4-0. And as they played Glasshoughton, Mark Hoban, Harry Miles, Luke Baldwin has got 2, and Prince Atakara. I mean, realistically, as we've seen today, Hoban is a midfielder, Harry Miles is an attacker, Luke Baldwin I haven't seen today, and Prince Atakara is a right back. Peter Roberts is a right back, so I'd say probably in their last 5 games they've scored as many from their wing backs as they have from their strikers. South Leeds with a free kick on the left hand side, cleared away by Ilkley Town. Goes straight back to the free kick taker though, who lets it run out for a throw in. So with the timer ticking down, South Leeds, you would imagine, certainly thinking that they've won this. Prater winning the ball back strong though in midfield. Offloads it to Stewart, who's running down the left wing. And Donbassi looks for the ball inside, doesn't get it. Prater instead gets it. Looks for Parker Wells. It's good South Leeds pressure. All the way out to Baldwin, who looks to try and get a 1-2. On the edge of the area, on his unfavoured left foot though. He does move it out to the left back. Stewart into Hendrickson. Lifts it over the back. Parker Wells with a lovely touch. Similar-ish area to where he scored the goal. Tries to provide it back and it's defended well. Corner ball. There we go. Sorry, there's a little bit of a problem, technical problem with the stream there, as Ilkley are throwing people forward into the box, but South Leeds defending it well. Hasn't been too much of a actual goal threat from Ilkley just for the time being. South Leeds can move it forward. Verrecco trying to offload it to Aqua. Good tackle in the middle of the park there by Prater. Stays away with it. Comes away with it even, I should say. Looking for movement, looking for Stewart, who's had a decent game. Most of their attacking threat, I would say, has come through him, providing balls into the area. Just not been quite good enough, not been they sort of have enough conviction as Hoban, sorry, not Hobson, tries to get his team surging forward. Points where he wants the run to come from. The run doesn't come. Ends up kicking it back to South Leeds, who are now on the attack. Verrecco on the left-hand side gets shrugged off it. Nothing there. Not strong enough. Ilkley get the ball back, but it is pretty much coming towards the 89th minute now. It's a goal for goal difference at this point as the ball gets launched up and collected nicely by Nicky Lalaus. Lalusis. Out towards Stewart. We will be in pretty much extra time at this point now. Stewart launches the ball in. It's not a bad ball, but it's good, strong keeping from Kyle Wass. Although Mark Hoban is down in the penalty area on pretty much the 6-yard box. Kyle Wass is asking him if he's okay. Looks gingerly like he's getting to his feet as South Leeds look to attack. Verrocco ending up on the floor once more, as we are getting very close to the 90th minute, and I'm just wondering whether there is going to be a board held up with extra or added time, I should say. No, but there is going to be a substitution for South Leeds, and I can just see that the substitute is about to come on. Just trying to have a look for his numbers. Number 14, Mbemo, coming on, as I very quickly try and glance at a photo of a photo to see the South Leeds team. Gotta love non-league. And off comes 2 times goal scorer, Isaac Aqua, the number 11, coming off for Mbemo. Kieran Mbemo, of course. As we will definitely now be in added time. South Leeds launch the ball back up, and in fact, Stewart's onto it here. He can try and size up the play. He's got an overlap for the newly introduced Mbemo. But in the end, it's actually just sort of stabbed tamely towards goal by Stewart as Keane picks the ball up, launches it straight forward. And Numbasi trying to get his teammates involved, but it's a good sweep away there by Harley Blankley, the captain, who has had a good game from set pieces as well, remember. Parker Wells with good footwork for a big lad. Gets it out to Baldwin on his left foot, strikes it towards goal. Kyle Wass made the save. It's a save he had to make. It wasn't a save that particularly tested him, I would say, down to his left-hand side. Ilkley get the corner ball. In fact, no, Baldwin is actually left-footed. He was coming in a lot on his right earlier on, so he's going to take this corner kick with his left foot, so I apologise as he walks away from the corner. Oh, no, there's a little bit of a technique, a routine's coming on here. Verrocco coming in trying to nip the ball, and Baldwin does go back into the centre. They've changed. Stewart's going to take the cross. He is right-footed. I was right about him. And he's looking to try and get Baldwin, but it's almost scrambled in by Adam Hartley. Ends up being deflected as a bit of a poor shot in the end. And it is Baldwin who's going to come and take this one. It's a bit more of an in-swinger then, I'm guessing. Because from their perspective, it is a corner on the right-hand side of the pitch. Baldwin with an in-swinging left-footed corner kick now after the 90th minute has been taken straight to the near post. Not taken away. And the 90th minute whistle blows. The end has come. Ilkley Town 1, South Leeds 3. And it was a very well-deserved victory, I would say, for South Leeds. They end up walking away with all 3 points. Points that they need massively when it comes to the actual overall story of this season. 2 good goals by Isaac Aqua. Couldn't quite see who scored the second one. And from an Ilkley Town perspective, it was Parker Wells who scored for the Matt Hatters. It's another defeat for them. It's going to be 4 in the last 5 now with 1 draw. In fact, the form pretty much swaps actually for Ilkley Town and South Leeds as they add this game to their form list in the last 5. And a disappointed fan base walk away. Handshakes all round. It is a South Leeds victory. They move up to 25 points. 3 points behind Ilkley Town, who will drop down, I imagine, below 15th place after this game. Thank you very much for listening. My name's been Jack Oliphant. It's been my first ever football commentary. First time commentating live in person as well, like this sort of format. So please do feel free to give your feedback in the YouTube chat or tweet me on screen below whether the quality's been okay, what to improve on. It's been a pleasure being your host. Thank you very much for coming in and watching, and we shall see you next time. Hopefully on Tuesday, maybe in 2 weeks' time. Leeds South have won 3-1 against Ilkley Town.